Finding personal freedom, the power of setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is an essential aspect of personal freedom and well-being. Boundaries define the limits of how others can interact with you, allowing you to protect your time, energy, and emotional health. By establishing and maintaining healthy boundaries, you can create a life that aligns with your values, needs, and goals. In this article, we'll explore the power of setting boundaries and how it can lead to greater personal freedom and fulfillment. What are boundaries? Boundaries are the physical, emotional, and mental limits we set to protect ourselves from being overextended, manipulated, or harmed. They serve as guidelines for how we expect others to treat us and how we treat ourselves. Boundaries can be established in various areas of life, including relationships, work, time management, and personal space. The importance of setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is crucial for several reasons. 1. Protects your well-being. Boundaries safeguard your mental, emotional, and physical health by preventing burnout, stress, and resentment. 2. Empowers you to say no. Boundaries give you the confidence to say no to things that don't align with your values or overextend your resources. 3. Enhances relationships. Healthy boundaries improve relationships by fostering respect, clear communication, and mutual understanding. 4. Increases personal freedom. When you set boundaries, you reclaim control over your life, allowing you to focus on what truly matters to you. Signs that you need to set boundaries. Before diving into how to set boundaries, it's important to recognize the signs that you might need to establish or strengthen them. Here are some indicators. Feeling overwhelmed. You often feel drained, stressed, or overcommitted because you take on too many responsibilities. Resentment. You feel resentment toward others for taking advantage of your time, energy, or kindness. Difficulty saying no. You struggle to say no, even when you want to, out of fear of disappointing others or causing conflict. Lack of personal time. You rarely have time for yourself, your hobbies, or activities that bring you joy because you're constantly fulfilling others' needs. How to set effective boundaries. Setting boundaries can be challenging, especially if you're used to putting others' needs before your own. However, with practice and determination, you can establish boundaries that protect your well-being and enhance your personal freedom. 1. Identify your needs and limits. The first step in setting boundaries is understanding what you need to feel safe, respected, and fulfilled. Reflect on the areas of your life where you feel overextended or uncomfortable. How to identify your needs and limits. Assess your current situation. Take note of situations or relationships where you feel stressed, overwhelmed, or taken advantage of. These are areas where boundaries may be lacking. Clarify your values. Understand what's most important to you. Your values will guide the boundaries you set and help you stay true to yourself. Determine your limits. Identify what you can reasonably handle in terms of time, energy, and emotional involvement. Knowing your limits will help you set realistic boundaries. 2. Communicate your boundaries clearly. Once you've identified your needs and limits, it's time to communicate your boundaries to others. Clear communication is key to ensuring that your boundaries are understood and respected. How to communicate your boundaries. Be direct and specific. Clearly state your boundary in a calm and assertive manner. For example, I need to leave work by 6 p.m. to spend time with my family, or I'm not comfortable discussing this topic. Use I statements. Frame your boundary from your perspective to avoid sounding accusatory. For example, I feel overwhelmed when I'm expected to answer work emails after hours instead of you always emailing me after work. Practice assertiveness. Stand firm in your boundaries, even if it's uncomfortable. Remember, setting boundaries is about taking care of yourself, not about pleasing others. 3. Be consistent. Consistency is crucial for maintaining boundaries. If you allow exceptions too often, others may start to disregard your boundaries, leading to frustration and resentment. How to maintain consistency. Stick to your boundaries. Once you've set a boundary, follow through with it. If you've said you're unavailable after a certain time, don't make exceptions unless absolutely necessary. Reinforce your boundaries. If someone crosses your boundary, calmly remind them of it. For example, I mentioned that I need to leave by 6 p.m. Can we continue this conversation tomorrow? Reevaluate as needed. Your boundaries may need to be adjusted over time as your circumstances change. Regularly assess your boundaries to ensure they still align with your needs and values. 4. Deal with resistance. It's common to face resistance when you first set boundaries, especially if others are used to having unlimited access to your time or energy. Prepare to handle pushback with confidence. How to deal with resistance. Stay firm, understand that pushback is normal, but it doesn't mean your boundaries are wrong. Stay firm and reiterate your boundary if necessary. Use empathy, acknowledge the other person's feelings, but don't let guilt pressure you into compromising your boundary. For example, I understand that this is difficult, but I need to take care of myself. Know when to walk away. If someone continually disrespects your boundaries despite your efforts, it may be necessary to distance yourself or end the relationship. 5. Practice self-care. Setting boundaries is an act of self-care that helps you prioritize your well-being. Regular self-care practices can reinforce your boundaries and prevent burnout. How to practice self-care. Prioritize time for yourself. Schedule regular time for activities that rejuvenate you, such as reading, exercising, or spending time in nature. Listen to your body, pay attention to your physical and emotional signals. If you're feeling tired, stressed, or overwhelmed, take a step back and honor your need for rest. Seek support, surround yourself with supportive people who respect your boundaries and encourage your growth. Don't hesitate to seek professional help if needed. Conclusion. Setting boundaries is a powerful tool for achieving personal freedom and enhancing your quality of life. By identifying your needs, communicating clearly, staying consistent, handling resistance, and practicing self-care, you can create a life that honors your values and respects your well-being. Boundaries are not about shutting others out, they're about creating a safe space where you can thrive. At Personal Growth, the podcast, we believe that setting boundaries is essential for living a fulfilling and empowered life. Start setting your boundaries today, and experience the freedom and peace that comes from taking control of your life and protecting your well-being.